shortlist. Good evening, everyone, dear architects, industry partners, and guests. We are just waiting for our special guests to arrive and the presenters. Maybe in a couple of minutes, we can start our program. Meanwhile, for the information of everybody, we are live on Facebook Meta using the, I think, UAP Cebu chapter Facebook page. You may check and share and like on your personal Facebook page. UAP Cebu chapter, we are live via that social media page. Thank you everyone for your patience. In a couple of minutes, maybe we can start the program. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening once again, architects, guests, industry partners. May we ask everyone to please stand and put yourselves in the proper disposition for the invocation to be followed by the singing of the national anthem, the UAP March, and the reciting of the Architects' Credo.
We thank you for gathering us all today in this important endeavor. We ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, that each may be able to share his or her contributions and gifts. Grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room, and bestow peace and goodwill to all of us. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Nasa silangan, hanap ng puso sa dibuhay. Lumahinirang kuya ka ng makinig sa manunubin, di ka masisingin sa lahat ng tulog sa simoy at sa lagi mo ako. Pwede ka ng tulang at awit sa kanlay ang pinabako. Ang bisaya mo'y ay narating. Ang bituin at harap na kanya ay diwakili. Anak ka, ay pasina, ay langit sa piling mo. Ang bigaya na ay langit na ay langit sa'yo. United architects of Philippines soaring to a fuller profession's dignity. Ours is to create, to design and plan. Leadership for the family. As architects to build the artistry and vision. Become the hearts of vision and imagination. Lord is great. I shall work with this general objective that I am accountable to God, to Mother Earth, to my country, to my fellow men, and to myself. I shall uphold the ideals and follow the norms and ethical conduct of this noble profession. I shall pursue moral and professional excellence to the utmost level of integrity, through industrious dedication and meaningful application to my work that merits a reputation for quality of services worthy of fair remuneration. I shall pledge myself to the highest standard of professionalism in relation to clients, colleagues, industry partners, and society. I shall dedicate myself to the pursuit of creative endeavor towards the goal of enlightened art and science, generously sharing it. I shall respect the rights and works of my colleagues in the profession and confine my comments to constructive intents. I shall endeavor to do my duty in the protection of our common environment and the preservation of architectural heritage for the sake of the present and future generations. So help me God.
You may now take your seats. Good evening once again. It's so nice to see everyone, brothers and sisters, in the context of profession. This is my second time in hosting UAP event, and special thanks to President Architect Megan Bugarin. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's celebratory dinner for World Architect Festival or Architecture Festival 2024 shortlisted projects. To officially open our program, may we call on Architect Megan Bugarin, UAP SUGBU Chapter President, for her opening remarks. Big hand, please.
To our guests of honor, members of the College of Fellows, our UAP past presidents and elders, board members of both UAP CEBU and UAP SUGBU, to our industry partners and collaborators, guests, colleagues, and friends, a pleasant evening to all. Tonight, we celebrate 3 Cebu-based architectural firms shortlisted at this year's World Architecture Festival, or WAF 2024 in Singapore. Obra Majoralia, Sun Studio, and LLG Architects. We wish to celebrate the hard work, the talent, and creativity these architects have put forward to achieve this remarkable accomplishment. This event not only celebrates their achievements, but also reinforces the growing recognition of Cebu-based architects on an international stage. It showcases the exceptional talent and creativity as well within Cebu's architectural community. May this continue to open doors for our Cebu-based architectural and design firms and ultimately recognize and push forward Filipino architecture. This celebratory dinner also brings together members of both UAP SUGBU and UAP CEBU, as well as our future architects and colleagues, the Graduate Auxiliary UAPGA, and of course, our students, the Student Auxiliary UAPSA. I would also like to express my gratitude to Cebu Chapter President Architect Carmel Lastimoso for agreeing to co-organize this dinner with UAP SUGBU. It's moments like these that remind me how important it is to work with professionals whose values are aligned with ours. So thank you to everyone for being here, and we hope you go home with more insights than when you came in. And please enjoy the rest of the night. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Architect Megan, for your opening remarks and for setting the tone for tonight's event. To start our night, our first presenter have sent a video, or presenters have sent a video of their actual WAF presentation at Singapore. Unfortunately, they cannot attend physically. Architect Lendl and Architect Diesel Go of LLG Architects send their regrets for being unable to join tonight's celebration due to a sudden conflict of schedule. And they are sending their regards to all of us, to the fellow WAF 2024 shortlists, and their gratitude to UAP SUGBU and UAP CEBU. Kindly direct your attention to the screen behind me.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon to all. We would like to present to you our residential condominium projects, Rise and Monterasas. The site is situated in Barangay Guadalupe, Cebu City, Philippines, as highlighted in green, and around it is a residential subdivision notable for its scenic views of the city. Guadalupe is the largest residential barangay that is very much accessible to the central business district. Initially, our client approached us with a preliminary project study for a 5-hectare lot that they have already master planned. Their scheme was to build 3 towers with the goal of maximizing the saleable efficiency against the total construction floor area. However, in their study, they only achieved 48% efficiency. The client sought to improve this value and explore design alternatives to move away from a conventional box-like condominium, which is quite common in our locality. However, upon our further study, we were able to encounter 3 main challenges, particularly on the following: environmental, structural, and architectural, which we believe that affected the efficiency rate. The first challenge was the need for deep excavation as highlighted in red. 103 cubic meters per square meter volume of excavation is way beyond the average excavation of high-rise in our locality. In line with the challenge for deep excavation comes the second challenge, which is the need to build massive retaining wall that would total to 38,000 square meters. This is equivalent to building 1 tower that would turn out to be very costly. And the third challenge is that 33% of the units are facing that big retaining wall. Consequently, the design was similar to a traditional box-like condominium. So the solution that we have thought of was to have a terracing design by following the natural contour of our terrain. And this is also inspired by our very own Manawe Rice Terraces, which is an iconic landmark in our country because this was made entirely by their bare hands.
So let us walk you through the design strategy that we employed for this project. First, we stacked the unit massing in a terracing manner following the contour of the terrain. Secondly, we introduced gaps in between the units to bring in more natural light and ventilation towards the interiors. This gap also serves as the secondary access for maintenance purposes. The next one that we tried to work on was our circulation. The entry point will lead you to the main road that will traverse to all access levels. As shown in the diagram, the main road will lead you to all drop-off and parking areas. These drop-off areas are provided with main lobbies. So from the main lobbies are equipped with inclined lifts that would provide access to the different unit floor lobbies. To further visualize the approach, here's the perspective from the entry point and the main road that will lead you to the drop-off and parking levels. This is the perspective view of the drop-off area. Here is the interior of the main lobby. The left image shows the view of the unit floor lobby going towards the hallway. And on the right image is the hallway going towards the residential units. So this is how the overall flow of circulation works. In the main lobby, the inclined lift will bring you to the unit floor lobby that connects to the hallways and the residential units. Here is a cross-section of the site. The portion colored in light green are the parking levels. Highlighted in blue are the hallways going to the units. The pink
areas indicate storage units designed within the natural crevices of the terrain, providing each unit with accessible storage within the same floor. The areas in orange are the residential units, all oriented to face east, providing residents with scenic views of the city and the sea. This is a view upon entering the loft unit. Here is a video showing you how natural light is distributed throughout the interior. Next is a walkthrough from the hallway towards the service doors, allowing natural light and ventilation in the bedroom interiors. There are 5 different unit types, starting from the 2-bedroom units in yellow, the 3-bedroom units, which are the majority, the bi-level units with 3 bedrooms and a swimming pool, the loft units, and the 2-story penthouse units, which comes with a lap pool and a large open terrace. Our terracing design provides each unit with a spacious open terrace, combining the convenience of condominium living and the comfort of a typical house. Planting strips highlighted in green allow residents to reconnect with nature. The planters are equipped with automatic irrigation system using recycled rainwater and greywater to sustain all greeneries. Here is a view showing you the big open terrace that resembles a typical house. This is a view of the deep planting strips, which also function as a visual barrier from the units above. This diagram shows the visual sightlines of the units below. The planters limit visual angle, which also gives a layer of privacy for the units on top of each other. Here is another look at the planters from a different angle. This is the overall site plan. Solar panels are provided to power all amenities and common areas. The red area marks the commercial spaces, parks, and playground for community and social activities. We have further utilized the natural depressions highlighted in blue as rainwater detention ponds to collect excess rainwater.
So how did we address the 3 main challenges for this project? By terracing, we were able to achieve 85% reduction in excavation. Consequently, we were able to reduce 72% of the retaining wall, as we only need to retain on those areas highlighted in red. All units are now facing the stunning views of the city and the sea. And we moved beyond the conventional box-like structure because we were able to provide an organic form that harmonizes with the natural landscape. And by focusing on the 3-hectare lots instead of the original 5 hectares, we eliminated the need for extensive excavation, massive retaining walls, thereby increasing the saleable efficiency from 48 to 73%. And at the same time, we were able to reduce construction cost and timeline. And this strategy also allowed us to deliver larger unit areas at a more affordable cost per square meter unit rate, ultimately enhancing the overall value proposition. Our work for the RISE reflects our belief that architecture can drive a positive change. By balancing efficiency, innovation, and aesthetics, we create living spaces that are purposeful and inspiring. Thus, we are committed to thoughtful designs that maximize each site's potential, aiming to leave a meaningful legacy. Here's a short video to walk you through the RISE. Thank you very much, and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Architect Lendl and Architect Lisa Alcoa, for the presentation. major key points, sustainability, and tribute to our cultural heritage, the terracing of the Banawi rice terraces. I guess at this point you are hungry and ready to eat. So, my good news is at this point, we are going to hold the most awaited part of the evening, dinner time. For us to have an orderly access to our buffet station, we will call out your table number. I don't have the visual for table number, but I'm just going to announce. Again, your number will be called for a photo op on stage, and then you may line up at the buffet station afterwards in an orderly manner. Is that all right? All right, but first, let's bless the food that we are about to receive. Kindly stand up. Requesting everyone to stand up for the blessing of food. We thank you, O Lord, for the gift of sustenance, fruit of our labor. In God's grace, may we be nourished and recharged by this food that we are about to partake. Bless this provision and the hands that prepared them. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, let's proceed to the photo op. Again, after the photo op, you may proceed at the buffet station. Let's start with Table 1, UAP Cebu Chapter, Board of Directors. And then again, Table 1, UAP Cebu Chapter, Board of Directors, and UAP UAPSA, USPF Chapter. Next, we have table number 2, UAP SUGBU Chapter, Board of Directors. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. And next we have table number 3, UAPSA UB chapter and UAPSA CIDU chapter. Any- Okay, next we have table number 4, Opera Maturalia and guests. Opera Maturalia and guests. Thank you so much, ma'ams and sirs. Next, we have table 5, Sound Studio and guests. Thank you so much, moms and sirs. All right, let's proceed to table number 7, UAPSA SWU chapter. Table number 7, UAPSA SWU chapter and UAPSA USC chapter. Thank you so much. How about our sponsors? Are our sponsors around? Can you proceed to the front for the photo op? Thank you so much, our dear sponsors. You may now enjoy your dinner.
It's the season of giving, and we're giving you mega savings at Cebu Home and Builder Center Mega Year-End Sale. Get ready for mega discounts on everything you need for your dream space, from stylish tiles to durable hardware to stunning lighting and kitchen essentials. We've got discounts you won't want to miss. Prices are slashed down across the board. 15% off on most DIY and houseware products. 20% off on all lighting fixtures. And up to 15% discount on select tiles and toilet and bath items. And there's more. Get an additional 2% off on our Sunday special. Whether you're building, renovating, or simply updating, this is the best time to get more for less. Visit any of our Cebu Home and Builder Center branches in Manila, Mactan, and Macalso, Consolacion, Minglanilla, Carcar, Toledo, and enjoy mega deals all season long. Don't miss out. Hurry in and shop the Mega Year-End Sale from November 15 to December 15, 2024, and experience the joy of savings. Cebu Home and Builder Center, where your dream home comes to life. See you there. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit number R7, CAB 884, Series of 2024.
Mobile House Philippines is a premier producer of kitchen and wardrobe cabinets. Running for more than 21 years since its establishment in 1995, Mobile House Philippines upholds to maintain its reputation of being at the forefront in quality and excellence in supplying modular cabinets. By focusing on that goal, Mobile House Philippines has been able to characterize the lifestyle spaces of its respective clients. Our material finishes include a wide array of choices ranging from exceptional high-gloss lacquers, solid woods, laminated woods, and acrylics. Complementing these premium finishes are our selected glass and steel that comes in different colors to accommodate your requirements, which are sourced from the best across Asia to Europe. Globalization is getting the world to be highly competitive, and with that in mind, our company has remained its reputation by taking measures of competitive prices and the best quality.
It's the season of giving, and we're giving you mega savings at Cebu Home and Builder Center Mega Year-End Sale. Get ready for mega discounts on everything you need for your dream space, from stylish tiles to durable hardware to stunning lighting and kitchen essentials, we've got discounts you won't want to miss. Prices are slashed down across the board. 15% off on most DIY and houseware products, 20% off on all lighting fixtures, and up to 15% discount on select tiles and toilet and bath items. And there's more. Get an additional 2% off on our Sunday special. Whether you're building, renovating, or simply updating, this is the best time to get more for less. Visit any of our Cebu Home and Builder Center branches in Manila, Mactan, and Macalso, Consolacion, Minglanilla, Carcar, Toledo, and enjoy mega deals all season long. Don't miss out. Hurry in and shop the mega year-end sale from November 15 to December 15, 2024, and experience the joy of savings. Cebu Home and Builder Center, where your dream home comes to life. See you there. For details, fair trade permit number R7, CEB 884, series of 2024.
In the stillness of the night, each person's hope to realize his dream continues to smolder even in sleep. A dream of a brighter future, a dream of a cleaner world for our children, a dream to fly high. We see you. This is our vision, that together we soar. The Filipino family's needs for their living and working environments are fast evolving. Every step you take, we are there to offer solutions. Our continuous innovation is underscored by our steadfast commitment to support you in your efforts to improve your homes and workspaces. Our facilities adhere to the highest standards in the industry. Our zero-generated wastewater program is the first of its kind in the Philippines. A closed production system for minimal dust dispersal ensures a cleaner environment. We value excellence, and our people are proof of that. We provide lead-free, low VOC, and odorless products that contain innovative ingredients to improve their performance. Products with antibacterial protection technology ensure that your family is shielded from potentially harmful organisms. We feel you. We have created strong international partnerships to give you products with your convenience in mind. Like paint with Teflon surface protector technology for walls that are easy cleaning. We hear you. For the rainy season, our water-based roof paint will protect you. And rest in the knowledge that you and your loved ones will be safe in a dry haven when the heavens pour. We understand you. We have a heat-reflective roof coating. It keeps surface temperatures cool, which brings down your energy costs. Our water-based paint provides excellent hiding. You need less, so it saves you time, effort, and money. We care for you. We are one with you in building a cleaner environment for your family. We gave the world the first air cleaning paint with crystal active photocatalytic technology. We share the Filipino spirit of wanting a better future for our families. We celebrate your milestones with you. Whether together or apart, as long as you are aspiring for a better tomorrow, we are there at your side. And we are committed to the country's future generation. We are one with you. We support deserving students and provide them with the means for an education. Even our country's wildlife, they too need help. We support you. Across the nation and beyond, we continue to explore new horizons with cutting-edge technology providers. We tirelessly offer you the best solutions to every unique situation. In all aspects, we strive to think ahead of you, the Filipino family, and provide answers to your questions and needs on the home and workspaces that you inhabit. We are explorers in our world. We are innovators in our craft. We have been your partners since 1953, and we are committed to continue understanding and serving your needs. Because we are Boyson.
It's the season of giving, and we're giving you mega savings at Cebu Home and Builder Center Mega Year-End Sale. Get ready for mega discounts on everything you need for your dream space, from stylish tiles to durable hardware to stunning lighting and kitchen essentials. We've got discounts you won't want to miss. Prices are slashed down across the board. 15% off on most DIY and houseware products. 20% off on all lighting fixtures. And up to 50% discount on select tiles and toilet and bath items. And there's more. Get an additional 2% off on our Sunday special. Whether you're building, renovating, or simply updating, this is the best time to get more for less. Visit any of our Cebu Home and Builder Center branches in Manila, Mactan, and Bacalso, Consolacion, Minglanilla, Carcar, Toledo, and enjoy mega deals all season long. Don't miss out. Hurry in and shop the Mega Year-End Sale from November 15 to December 15, 2024, and experience the joy of savings. Cebu Home and Builder Center, where your dream home comes to life. See you there. For DTI Fair Trade Permit number R7, CAB 884, Series of 2024.
HCG's humble origins can be traced to 1931 in Taiwan, where Ho Chen Chu founded Ho Chen Pottery Studio and started shaping the future with his bare hands. A decade after, Ho Chen Chu's kiln brought forth sanitary wares that were successfully launched into the market. HCG became recognized as a green corporation, priding itself on sustainable production. And as a reputable brand, HCG has reached the shores of the Philippines to share its quality products nationwide. In 1995, HCG reached the Philippine market by establishing Ho Cheng Philippines. Subsequently, in 1997, Cavite, Philippines, a 10-hectare bathroom fixtures production facility was built in the pursuit of further fulfilling the consumer's ideal bathroom lifestyle.
During this early year, SCG Philippines would have become well known in the market.
With the mission not to simply introduce the brand, but of course to share the experience of having a homely, comfortable, and good bathroom fixture.
From then on, HCG products are produced and distributed nationwide. After just a few years of operation, HCG Philippines became the #1 total bathroom solutions provider in the country. We cater to the sanitary needs of every home nationwide.
Our innovations are all for the market. We prepare the market now, and we also provide the new ideas for the market in the future.
The bathroom concept has evolved to create spaces not just for functional purposes, but also to put more priority on comfort, wellness, relaxation, sustainability, and also accessibility.
I believe the market right now is ready to accept automation. So HCG's contribution is to automate the toilet by having this smarty water closet.
As a company, HCG also shows its ability to take care of its community. Through HCG Care's Toilet Donation Program, we have extended our reach to students to local public schools by providing them access to clean bathrooms. Through ArchiNext, HCG Young Designers Competition, young students are given the chance to design sound and sustainable architectural masterpieces. Now, HCG Philippines brings forth a brand new office at the heart of BGC, a space to create, convene, showcase, and pursue excellence with the skills and commitment of its people.
Our working experience with HCG, it was really tough, challenging, of course, not enjoy. HCG has played a significant role to my personal development.
HCG shaped me as a better working professional. I would not be in the position where I am now without the invaluable lessons that I learned from HCG. HCG helped me transition from a student to a full-fledged professional.
HCG have given us the privilege to work with clients and projects and at the same time travel abroad and around the country.
HCG aspires to continue maintaining professional standards in manufacturing and producing excellent sanitary wares, meeting environmental sustainability.
Our goal is recognized not only for our outstanding product, but also for our excellent service.
In the future, we will consistently provide high-quality products and services to our customers. And we are looking forward to the next 27 years and moving towards 100 years.
HCG also committed we have a better for the future for everyone. We are looking for more family-oriented for the HCG company, from HCG activity. We upgrade to HCG.
HCG Philippines, committed to quality, innovation, and customer satisfaction nationwide, now and into the future.
All right, welcome to the third part of our program, the continuation of our WAF shortlist talks. The order of the segment is a WAF shortlist talk will be delivered by our WAF shortlister, our architect proponent, and at the end of the talk there will be a short Q&A, a brief Q&A session. Our presenter is preparing her slides, but let me introduce to you allow me to introduce the first speaker for tonight, Interweaving Dualities, Reimagining City Hall Architecture was shortlisted at the World Architecture Festival 2024 under the Future Project Civic category. Designed by San Studio with architect Keisha Stephanie Lim as the lead. This project reimagines a new city hall for Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu, addressing the current lack of natural light, zoning, and efficiency in civic facilities. Excerpts from the official websites of the World Architecture Festival states, the overall design is characterized by its simplicity and understated elegance, seamlessly integrating the city hall into the surrounding urban environment and its unique context. It is a harmonious blend of nature and structure, tradition and modernity, practicality and poetry. To know more about this shortlisted project, please join me in welcoming San Studio's principal architect, Architect Keisha Stephanie Lim. Let us give her a big round of applause.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Keisha, and I'm here with my team for San Studio. And we're here to share our proposed city hall for Lapu-Lapu City. I'm sure we're all very familiar with it, an island just off the coast of Cebu. The site is a 10-minute drive from the Mactan Cebu International Airport, earning Lapu-Lapu its title as the gateway to the south of the Philippines. The project was inspired by two main challenges. First, the existing City Hall is in desperate need of better spaces for the rapidly growing staff and services. Since its construction in the 1980s, population has increased by 500%. And without proper planning, spaces have sprung up haphazardly, resulting in mushroom development. Highlighted here is a proposed location of the new City Hall within its complex of civic buildings. Second, as Lapu-Lapu continues to thrive, there has been a growing need for a modern civic building that not only reflects the city's progress, but also honors its culture and identity. In just a span of 2 years, Lapu-Lapu saw a 490% increase in tourists. This influx inspired a transformation of its existing civic structure, which is a vital representation of the city. With this, our design discovery was also divided into two, inward and outward. Looking inward, we wanted to understand how the new City Hall could better address the needs of its daily users. Gathering data at the existing City Hall gave us a tiny glimpse of what it's like to be a government worker. working long hours in enclosed spaces, cramped, with barely enough access to light or views. Navigating between different departments was difficult and overwhelming, and we thought, if these few days were challenging for us, it was hard to imagine what it's like for someone who's been there for years or even decades. Looking outward, we wanted to understand how its design could better resonate with the community. Looking at the site's existing surrounding structures, it suddenly dawned on us that most of our civic buildings still carry the weight of colonialism. And sadly, this imprint extends across other city halls of Cebu. These designs, shaped by Western ideals of governance, don't seem to quite fit our climate and our context. So we question, how do we design a city hall that better addresses the spatial needs and cultural aspirations of Lapu-Lapu City? Originally, the government planned to construct an 8-story building. However, our discoveries inspired a different approach. We propose breaking the structure into 4 modular segments. Doing so naturally addresses key spatial concerns, maximizing light, ventilation, allowing access to views, nature, while allowing a much simpler and more straightforward zoning. A main circulation line at the back anchors and connects all spaces with intermediate bridges in between. The topmost floor is designated for the executive wing, while a high-ceilinged main lobby is positioned in one of the voids. Portions of the building are also carved out for accessible rooftop gardens, which can be used for quick mental breaks or physical activities for the staff, like Zumba and yoga. The building is zoned to have the busiest divisions at the ground floor, which means better accessibility, fewer lines on elevators that are usually full and cramped, and more focused workspaces for the offices above. However, these vertical connections make the spaces feel open and connected while maintaining privacy and clear divisions. The resulting massing allows a structure with a repetitive modular design using pre-engineered steel columns and beams, ensuring a fast, easy, and economical build process for the City Hall. This modularity also allows design and space planning to be flexible. The core ideas are actually quite simple and easy to reproduce, providing the versatility needed for future expansions or to be adapted to smaller, irregular sites. Facing southwest, the facade features PTFE mesh fabric membrane, allowing daylight and ventilation while controlling heat and solar exposure. This facade extends throughout all portions of the building, unifying the design. It is then also divided into modular segments for easier applicability, and then curved, softening the rigid exterior. In designing the curves, we were inspired by the island's unique migratory birds in flight, echoing their graceful formations. Honoring the legacy of our ancestral crafts, selected panels feature subtle embroidery-like patterns using custom-woven synthetic fiber. All of this put together kind of remind us of our Barong Tagalog, a garment known for its sheer, breathable fabric perfectly suited to the Philippines' warm climate. Traditionally worn over a shirt, the barong balances elegance with practicality, much like what we strive for in our design. In developing this concept, we envision being able to collaborate with local artists and craftsmen, making the facade not only an architectural element, but a reflection of our community's talents and cultural richness. The soft and gentle curves add a human, welcoming touch to the otherwise straightforward massing. Historically, tattoos were earned through acts of courage, as seen on the city's hero and namesake Datu Lapu-Lapu. This inspired the wooden geometric patterns that guide users to the main door, a constant reminder of the bravery and strength of our indigenous warriors. Upon entering, a sweeping helical staircase almost acts like a central spine fluidly connecting all levels, improving wayfinding. Solihia, a rattan weaving technique, and glass blocks add a sense of nostalgia. A skylight above the main lobby bathes the space with natural light, softened and diffused by a fabric installation. This bright, open, and airy environment is a refreshing contrast from the usually overwhelming nature of civic operations here in the Philippines, especially for the general public. The double-glazed elevated skylight enhances cross ventilation, while the layered fabric installation, designed with a solar path in mind, helps keep the interiors comfortable and protected from direct heat. And aside from lowering temperatures, the trees in the pocket gardens also act as natural air filters, improving air quality within the proximity. The trees above form a natural canopy offering shade and comfort below. These versatile open spaces create opportunities for the City Hall to be beyond a civic building, but a place where the community can gather. And given the amount of societal issues a City Hall tackles every day, the simple gesture of having access to nature could already help reduce stress, improve productivity and mental wellness for official staff and constituents alike. The facade, more than an exterior element, also adds to the experience of the interiors. So instead of walking into a usually enclosed and isolated office, people working all day at their desks can finally have a sense of the outside, of time passing through changing light and shadow. And to sum up the essence of our project, this is interweaving dualities, reimagining City Hall architecture. The design interweaves inside and outside, improving comfort and efficiency through visual and spatial connections. It combines the practicality of modular and rigid elements with softer, fluid forms that elevate experience while evoking memories tied to culture. Bridging tradition and technology, it honors the past while looking forward to the future. It celebrates human craftsmanship while highlighting the transformative role of nature in architecture. We look again at these city halls of Cebu, and while one might argue that these well-known neoclassical look has long symbolized government power and authority, perhaps we imagine differently for our city hall. We imagine a city hall that is instead transparent, open, and welcoming, more fitting to the Filipino values. A city hall that encourages trust between the government and its people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Architect Keisha Lim, for the wonderful presentation. At this point, I'm going to open the floor for a Q&A, or quick Q&A session. But first, maybe it is therefore appropriate to ask a warm-up question before the particular questions regarding the presentation. And one warm-up question suggested by our organizers is, describe your WAF experience, those who have attended the World Architecture Festival 2024. A show of hands for those who have attended, who are interested to share their WAF experience. Or shall I just point the mic towards a person? All right, we will throw the question to Architect Keisha, describing her WAF experience 2024.
I think if anything, the experience was very inspiring. I know like people constantly say like, oh, like being there is already like really great. But I wasn't able to fully internalize that until I was actually there and I was seeing all these different studios all over the world telling their story.
sharing their design process, sharing all the ways that they believe in architecture. Because I guess that's the reason why we were there, because we believe that somehow the work that we do would be able to make a difference in society and community. So if anything, I definitely left WAF more inspired and with a renewed belief in what architecture can do.
Thank you so much, Ms. Keisha. Just hold the mic for a while. I am waiting now for the first person who will ask the question. The mic stand is over here. Can you approach the mic if you have some questions? So you can just raise your hand. Can I do that? Raise your hand so I can point the mic or get the mic towards you, if that is convenient. Do we have some questions from the audience? All right. From this side. Sir, Architect Harris. Oh, sorry.
What's a microphone? This is not a question, this is more of a comment. As someone who also currently works in government, I do hope that this city hall will actually be constructed. I think it will be a great model for other city halls moving forward, especially if they're thinking of, or if they're considering expansions or constructing new buildings, because this will give them a new paradigm, a new way of seeing the design of a city hall, not just a neoclassical style. And we also hope that if ever this does get constructed, finally local government units will learn that when they undertake the procurement process, it doesn't have to be all awarded to the contractor, including the design. That they can actually, that local governments can actually engage the services of an architect through consultancy, because that is also provided in the procurement law for government agencies. So we hope this will set an example for the rest of government, and hopefully this will also pave the way for more opportunities for architects to undertake projects for the government.
Thank you, Architect Harris. From this side. Alright.
I'll be the one to ask. Keish, would you like to share with the audience, because not everybody was able to witness or watch your journey, what were the challenges leading up to WAF Day, WAF presentation day, and were there any challenges during the presentation, things like that?
I think, well, there were definitely a lot of challenges, but looking back at it now, I think all of them were good challenges in a way that it continued to push our design. Like we were just telling, my team and I were just talking, we looked at our design before WAF started. And we were fortunate enough to have different mentors, like different architects who have guided us along the way. We've had so much huddle sessions with the team. Probably this is the most huddle sessions we've had. And we've really seen how the design transformed challenge after challenge. So whenever we would get feedback and criticism, we would all sit and talk about it and how can we make it better, how can we make it better. And it feels very fulfilling to see it now. I remember when I came back from Singapore, the team greeted me with pictures of our journey. Like basically they printed out like just different pictures of what happened when we started, even like down to when we submitted the design. And then I saw this picture of our very first render before, and we had that like nostalgic feeling, like, oh my gosh, this is how it was before. But yeah, so I think in our profession, like challenges are also like ways to push ourselves further. And I think a week before the final submission, I think Sir Buck told us that your presentation is not Sand Studio. So, but I think he meant it in a good way. I mean, he wanted to push us further. So we had a mini existential crisis like a week before submission. But in a way, that comment also pushed us to look to ourselves because we've had a lot of consultations and there were a lot of voices. So that was a time for us to really like carve a space and really ask like, what do we want to say? Like, what do we truly want to say and share for WAF? And yeah, so I think that's it.
Thank you, Architect Keisha. Can we cater for one more? Mr. Dennis?
I just want to comment. Sorry. Okay. Kish, congratulations. I just want to comment because I was one of the witness to her first WAF experience. This isn't really her first WAF experience. So she and her team won the student competition back then, and I was able to witness. So what's the difference now, before and now experience? That's my first question. And second is we have a lot of, like, I'm sure we have a lot of educators here. How would you advise them in your experience, since this is a really international level, right? How can we challenge the design teachers to really impact how our students are being taught in that certain level, and how we are able to present designs? And because I know we have very good designers here, it's just a matter of holding that skill and um, you know making sure that talent is still up there. Right? So,
Um, Actually, I would say that experiencing WAF as a practicing professional felt so different from being a student. I think when we were there for the student charrette, we were just all curled up in our corner. We know that there was something going on out there, but we know it was like some sort of competition, but we weren't quite sure. But coming to WAF now as a practicing professional, I think I had a deeper appreciation for it, especially knowing the challenges that you face through every project, um, knowing the realities of the practice. And yes, I think it was more of like that deeper appreciation towards like just everyone there who's like presenting their ideas, sharing their stories. Um, and I think, if anything, it's also something that I learned back in 2013, and I'd still say the same now, is that a big part of our our job or our role as being architects is being a communicator. Um, Aside from being visual communicators, we also really communicate our design to people, and in the practice it's clients out, but also it's to everyone out there. In WAF, it's the jurors and the audience. Every day there's communication involved in our work, and in WAF I realized that some of the most memorable projects or the best projects don't necessarily have the most fancy architectural features, but they're the projects with um, who was really able to communicate, tell their story from the heart, but really was able to root in context, was really able to tackle the issues. Um, in fact, one of the things that I also observed in the WAF is that they discourage architecture for the sake of architecture. Like, it's not about like imposing a huge building on this plot of land, but they really appreciate projects that have huge respect to site, huge respect to people. It's not about how fancy the project is, but really how like true and authentic the project is.
Thank you so much, Sir Dennis, for that question and for the wonderful insights given by Architect Keisha. Any pahabol na question? For the next Q&A, we encourage you to state your name and then ask question. All right. Thank you, Architect Keisha, for your presentation. I think we're ready to proceed to the next part. All right. We're going to present a plaque of appreciation to our presenter, the United Architects of the Philippines, Cebu and SUGBU chapter. Let me read some recognition here. Present the plaque of recognition to Sun Studio for their shortlisted project, Interweaving Dualities, Reimagining City Hall Architecture at the World Architecture Festival 2024 Future Projects Civic category, and the certificate of recognition for presenting their shortlisted project at the WAF 2024 Shortlist Celebratory Night. Given this 28th day of November 2024 at the Big Hotel, Mandaue City. Signed by Architect Carmel Z. Lastimoso, Cebu Chapter President, and Architect Megan E. Bugarin, Cebu Chapter President. Thank you and congratulations, San Studio and Architect Keisha Stephanie Lim. At this point, let me introduce our next presenter. The Lobok Performing Arts Center was shortlisted at the World Architecture Festival 2024 under the Future Project Cultural category. Designed by Obra Majoralia with architect Jonathan B. Cruz as the lead. This center symbolizes Lobok's past, present, and future. It stands as a testament to the community's commitment to preserving its cultural identity, while embracing new opportunities for growth, development, a true beacon of hope. Excerpts from the official websites of the World Architecture Festival states, the Lobok Performing Arts Center is more than just a building. It is a symbol of community pride and ownership. Through its new yet nostalgic form, the center will evoke a sense of belonging among locals, connecting them to their rich cultural heritage. To know more about this shortlisted project, please join me in welcoming Obra Majoralia's principal architect, Jonathan B. Cruz. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Hello. A good day to everyone. Sige siya serious ako kay medyo tapa. So good evening everyone. Maayong gabi, Mandaue! On the opposite community siya. So anyways, thank you so much to UAP CEBU and SUGBU and to our sponsors for giving us this dinner. Cash, charot lang. So anyway, so thank you so much for having us. So I am Jonathan Cruz, the principal of Obra Majoralia. And then, Majoralia dito so sir. Ano na yung minus kayo for pronounce. Anyway, so today I'll be presenting the Lobok Performing Arts Center in Bohol. Maputol-putol ko guys, ako yung script ko memorize. Alam, saan man eh. Okay. Wait lang. Wait lang, ma'am. Wait lang. Alam na. Okay. Practice. Sorry. So good evening everyone. I am Jonathan Cruz and I will be presenting the Lobok Performing Arts Center. The Philippines, an archipelagic country that boasts white sand beaches, majestic landscapes, and rich natural resources. But we are more than just that. The best assets of our country are the people, the smiles, and our rich culture, which deserves more spotlight and appreciation. And that is the main focus of our project. Commissioned by the local government, the site is located in the mid-south part of the Philippines in the rich and diverse island of Bohol, one of the country's top 10 tourist destinations. Their vision is to highlight more of its culture and heritage, like their church and the river cruise, and at the same time, create a national symbol for the town. Our site sits on a hill overlooking the town, approximately 1 kilometer from the center. It's along the Bohol tourism loop between the Lobok Church, the Lobok River Cruise, and the man-made forest, strategically adding this project into tourism itinerary. So upon meeting with the local officials, they just presented us three words: recognizable, historic, and nostalgic. We use these as our guide in the development of our concept. From there, we tap into their history, culture and heritage, the people, and their collective vision as the four key factors for this project. Being Bohol's oldest town, Lobok became the provincial capital and a major trading center during the Spanish rule, which influenced its built and intangible heritage. Another significant part of the town's modern day history was the 2013 Bohol quake, which heavily devastated the town, including the national treasure Lobok Church. Since then, they've been putting a lot of efforts in rebuilding the whole town. On the brighter side, we saw how music brings the people together. The local family that hosted us said that almost all the families there became members of the choir, from their grandparents to the younger generations. Moreover, in the river cruise, you're served with great local food paired with live music and floating cultural performances. The town's major pride is a Lobok Children's Choir, which has bagged international awards. It also has a highly respected rondalia, a Filipino musical ensemble of stringed instruments, earning the name Bohol's Musical Town. Tourism being the main driver of the economy, the government wanted to have a modern day icon, something looking forward yet still paying homage to the past, something that will give them more hope, more pride, and amplify more who they are. From these key factors, we were able to identify five elements. First, the Parthenon. Based on the site characteristics, it's the first image that came to mind of similar context, vista, and envisioned prestige. Of course, to be truly an icon, we embodied the river cruise. A deeper consideration of the local context was through the existing materialities and typologies of its architecture. The town boasts numerous bahay na bato, where the lower floor is built in stone and the upper levels are built in wood. A similar structure also inspired us, the bahay kubo, the typical dwelling unit of the locals, especially during the earlier days, which are usually constructed on stilts and made entirely of wood. So after the quake in 2013, workshops were done for the restoration of the church. One of the most interesting proposals was this, in which scaffoldings would be wrapped around the church to create a contrast between modernity and traditionality, and also foster an image of rebuilding. On the right side is a photo of the actual restoration of the church in 2015. So, how do we combine these things to become one cohesive edifice? Studies and investigations were done on how we can seamlessly combine these concepts into a single piece of architecture. Finally, we came up with something simple and straightforward. First, we erected a colonnade. Oops, it doesn't play. Wait lang. Sorry. Oh yeah, okay. First, again, ma'am. Okay, go. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Okay, first, we erected a colonnade as an ode to classical architecture. Then, we made a vessel-shaped structure and reflective pool around it to resemble the river. For the textures, we followed the material typology of the bahay na bato. We then added beams to mimic bahay kubo and contrast the verticality of the columns. Lastly, we pushed all the beams outside to represent scaffoldings that add structural integrity to the building. Thus, we were able to create an architecture that looks back to the past, yet embraces contemporary ideas and aspires for a stronger future. For the program, we aim to envelope the private areas with public spaces, both in plan and in section, to make the building more accessible and open to the public, especially during regular days. So here's a diagram showing the relationship between the public and private areas. The ones in blue are the public areas and the ones in orange are the private areas. We elevated the main theater from the ground to make the whole structure seem to float. So the building's long section also shows the connection between these spaces, the public and the private. So we carve an underground access from the main lobby, from the main drop-off that leads to the grand lobby. And at night, it serves as a bright lantern that can be seen from downtown. Kind of a light at the end of the tunnel as the people of Lobo continue to rebuild and grow. We designed a very subtle entrance that doesn't put you directly in front of a building. We envision this approach to be a kind of a trailer to a movie, a journey, to give just a glimpse of what to see. So to access this building, you have to go through this long, narrow, and dim passageway. Then you're slowly greeted by the subtle play of light and water, which gives a different visual sensory experience prior to entering a fully illuminated grand lobby. The light that passes through the reflective pool gives it river experience. This view symbolizes the key elements of the river cruise, which are the river and the boat. In the interiors, we embrace the local spirit. Being the focal point, we designed the reception area to be the abstraction of Bahay na Bato, mixed with the form of boat, making it a microcosm of our concept in the exterior. The lattice work that runs from the reception wall to the ceiling resembles the kapis windows of the Bahay na Bato. And to give that familiar feeling of living in a bahay kubo, we mimicked the bamboo walls and made structural elements that look like oversized bamboo, similar to household furniture. We also brought inside the wall claddings from the exterior. So to complete the transition from a dark to a much brighter state, we hogged this whole sunken lobby with Glenn Story. We also provided shops and food stalls to showcase their local weaving products and get to experience the town's gastronomy. Going up to the public plaza, you get to experience the building from all angles. The building seems to sit on a pedestal where people can feel its scale and be one with the art, which is the structure. With the presence of the people, you can see its massiveness like a scaled-up house, which holds not just performances, but also the local culture, history, and their home, a true representation of what a shelter is. It's like being able to walk around a tangible, solidified aspiration of the people to rise again and be more who they are. For the theater, we want the performers to reminisce their afternoons in the convent while they practice reading notes and perfect their tones. Well, probably less scoldings from the priests because they used to practice at the back of the church. We want them to feel that this is their home. The repetition of the walls will not just remind them of the ripples of the river, but also the echoes of their voices. Above the theater is our observation deck. It doesn't just give you a view, but also a reference of scale on how we played without the rigorous structural system. The intercolumnation gives the visitors varying frames of the overlooking views, the mountain, the town, the ocean. And as you go up to the uppermost level, you will be surprised by this roof theater that appears invisible from the outside and opens up to the sky. As you reach the topmost tier of this theater, your journey that started in a long, narrow, and dim passageway will then culminate to this 360-degree view of Lobo and the rest of Bohol, a total relief from the long way to the top. A reminder to the people of how far they've already come. So I would like to end my presentation with the realization we had in doing this project. Architecture should look back to the past for it to be able to move forward. It must serve as a tangible representation of the people's collective memories of their place, culture, and history. Daghang salamat. And I thank you.
Thank you so much, Architect Jonathan Cruz. Architect Cruz is now ready for some questions from the audience. Can you take the mic stand, or I can get the mic closer to you if you want to ask. State your name first and then ask your question.
What if I answer first the warm-up questions? Okay. O di ba ako gabuot? Oh yeah, also get the question, sir.
One, describe your warm up na yun. Describe your WAF 2024 experience or journey.
Thank you so much for that wonderful question.
In 10 seconds.
Good evening, everyone. I was going to tell you, sir, what is the square root of 2 times 3 times 4? My WAF experience, it's very nice. Anyways, to be serious, actually my WAF experience is just like, it felt like a dream because we weren't really like reaching for that kind of, like milestone in our careers. Because actually we just joined the Young Visionaries Challenge secretly. As I remember, we went to Hong Kong Mango that time, and then there was a posted competition. So I said to King, ano gender ta? Siya nga, ano, basta. And then we secretly submitted our entry to the Young Visionaries Challenge, which I and Keisha won, by the way. Last May, organized by Canto and Grohe. So, laag. So, lagi morning sa gabi kay work. Because we submitted 2 entries, and then I didn't know that Keisha also joined. And then one day, when we were just walking around, they said, "Oh, you're shortlisted." I was like, "Huh?" So, there was actually a crit session with the judges, and I was really shocked because that was 10 a.m. in the morning, and then the crit were having like this nowadays a judging session in Rockwood in Manila, and when the screen turned on, it was Benji of Paan, it was like Sudar, AJ, like a lot of the big people in architecture in the Philippines. Jason Gonzalido was there. But anyways, the big people in architecture that also joined WAF and also won awards internationally. So, moto ga boxer ako, pero syempre t-shirt ko. Ha! So, interview and then moto. I was really shocked. Funny kayo, we never thought that we would be shortlisted and would eventually be the winner. Okay? We didn't submit a board. Okay, wala mi nahuman because we submitted 2 proposals. The first proposal was a police station. So, kato na yung board. And then the second proposal came where there was a Google Drive na siya. I-upload naman. So, i-upload na lang na ako ang perspective of bahala na si Lord. And then ang ending, kami may nadaog. So, perfect! Thank you, Lord. But anyways, so malto, so since wala ko yung board, so we have to make a board for WAF. Because for WAF, you have to submit 2 boards. And then it's not like in thesis that you have to put all the drawings. In WAF, it's different because if you put a lot down, judges wouldn't really look at it. Instead, they would just pass by it and snub it. Because for them, a good architecture should be digested with just few images and drawings. So mo to nag-mentoring pa mi, anak pa to si Dominic Galicia, if you know Dom. Siya nga, I think you should meditate. Ako kaya naglibog ako sa life, how to edit. And then after, moto pa. Na shortlist me, I was really happy because Keisha was also there and LLG and other shortlisted for 8 months of Philippines, and we were one of them. So that was the WAF experience, and going to actually ang shortlist announcement 1 month earlier than the announcement online. So 1 month, June pa lang, iba namin, shortlisted me in Singapore. But then the problem is, it's so expensive. It's a good thing, sponsor si Canto, si Grohe, because Grohe is the founding partner. Because if you wanna go to WAF, 100K per person for the event. You wanna join next year. If you wanna submit your entry, 50,000 per entry. Submit mo guys. Anyways, it's really expensive for a third world country architect. And then going to WAF, it was a full circle moment because the first winning entry of WTA where I had my apprenticeship was the project we worked on, Horizon Manila. And it became the WAF X overall winner in 2021. So I was like, And then this year, one of the jurors, and he became the judge, and my mentor, architect William T, was a judge in WAF. So more grabe, like full circle moment, because I never thought that, before I just worked on a WAF project on a project that won in WAF in 2021, and now we're doing a project on our own team now that got shortlisted in WAF. So during the WAF experience, it was humbling because, the biggest architects are there, like 1,000 architects from different parts of the world. And Sir Will, my mentor, I was just happy because when I presented, he was there, he was taking a video of me smiling, and I was like, he's proud. Because diba, like, wala lang, happy na ako. So that's it, thank you. First question mo lang to, ha?
Okay, you may raise your hand if you have a comment to Sir Architect Jonathan's remarks or questions, perhaps. Just raise your hand.
Thank you also to Steffi for helping us. Ha? Wala yung question. Ipunta na mo, guys. Kaya ako yung mag-story yun.
Alright. So state your name and then question.
Hello, sir. Hi, sir.
Okay, hi Jonathan.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Jonathan here, educator. I just want to ask a question from the perspective of students since I'm a mentor. So as teachers, we see a lot of potential from the students. Problem is they are hesitant to join. So what can you tell them, especially the UAPs are here now, all schools, what can you tell them about competitions, what to gain, why they need to join?
You guys join. Why? Because actually for WAF, it's a very different kind of competition because, except for student charrette. But anyways, guys, join the competition. Actually, we learned about WAF because of Keisha and John and Kat and George. Sakto? Yeah, because they were the first Asian university and team from the Philippines to ever won student charrette. So pag ito, wow! First year pa may ato nga, third year sila. So since then, I thought of like joining WAF. So I think it's nice because other than joining the competition, because competition are like exercise that you get to do outside of your work or practice. Because diba, what are the odds that you'll be able to like design whatever building type you want? So for example, for competition, they let you design a theater. Diba, in your life as an architect, when will you be able to design a theater? But so at least in that way, you're able to like do something that's not usual in your practice and you get to learn because every project is a learning experience. And then, join na jud mo guys, basta free. May Archinex, di ba sir? I think there's Archinex, so join mo Archinex. So, siya. On siya.
Alright, there's some more, maybe one more question from this group. Do you have a question?
Wala.
About this group?
Ako answer tong question ni Keisha. Chat lang. One. Charot. O sige, last question. Ganito lang. What's the last question for you earlier, Keish?
And still about the journey, sir.
Journey.
Challenges or biggest challenge.
The biggest challenge. I think po, really about manggutusa.
Before a journey towards the event itself.
Okay. Mga to siya. And then the story naman ako. Anyways, what I can say, there was a question earlier about the academy. That's really interesting because me and Keisha went to the Southwest advisory board and they were asking us like how can they improve the program in terms of like the gap because when me and Jam were chatting, we said no, there's really a gap between the practice and the academy. So, the hikers, you can sing a school. So it was a very fruitful discussion because Southwest is like doing a different like view on how to educate architecture. So I think that could be a direction because like I'm go offend guys because like honestly, murag basta when we do our project, murag there's really a huge disconnect pa dyan, murag ano kayo ba na char lang. But like honestly because the expectation sets during school and during practice are really very different. So I think there should be like more, more interweaving. More interweaving between the academe and the practice. Because because we were asked by Jam, what are the challenges? Not really challenge, pero kana lang jud, like sometimes they get to like forget like sa gym like basics in architecture. They sometimes forget like the very essence of architecture is not really like pinazahati. Well, fan ko dinazahati before, but in WAF, like the most beautiful building don't get to win. Like tama dyan si Keisha, it's the one that really tells a very good narrative, a very good story. Because in the Philippines, we tend to forget Manggo that architecture is beyond the looks. It goes beyond the it goes beyond what you see with your eyes. So it's other than it's a multi sensory experience. There should be like a soul. There should be like a spirit to it. And in WAF, that was proved because we thought that Zahadid would win because Zahadid they had two entries in one category and none of it won. It's beautiful, but it doesn't really speak well of its context. Well, it's beautiful, ha? Don't get me wrong. But kana ba, like architecture shouldn't be flamboyant. It shouldn't be like very wild form. It should just like tell a good story. And number one po, when you design architecture, look at it on a human perspective, not on an aerial view. Because di ba, birds are may makitaan. So when you design a building, dapat human scale siya like, uban man gud kay pretty siya sa aerial perspective, naman makitaan na. Bird or si Darna. But anyways, that's it. Thank you.
Right, one more question.
Okay, sige ma'am. Uy, my God, ang pulbanta. Good evening. Hi, ma'am.
Okay, so I know you've been in USC, and then before you were, if I'm not mistaken, you were sent to Hungary for an
Mars, tsaka yes, my page.
Okay, so how did you, or how was your learning from your exchange student improve your way of thinking in design from your student years, and also what is also its effect now that you are in the practicing in the practicing profession?
Okay. Thank you for the very wonderful question. Actually, mag-gitching na muna naman ni Kisha ganyan because she went to Han, di ba? I went to Han. And also Jam went to Han, and then we went to Page. The approach Mangod, on a Western education is really different. For us, we just had one plate for the whole sem, but then we felt like we did three plates because the project kept evolving, and then the more you go towards the end of the semester, the more you get to know your project, the more you realize, okay, it's not how I understand the eye. This is not the very purpose of the building, but rather this one. And then, kanapod, I think USC is going the right direction because I heard 20 na lang ang students sa second year. Nga lang po dito, like 1 is to 15. So that also, and other is getting to experience architecture in different countries because whether we like it or not, we're still backwards. Okay, we're late pa sa reality. So more kato dito maggo nilang architecture. Like I can remember when we went to Maxi Museum by Zaha basta sa Rome to. Na-shock ko, hala, mag-background music sila diri. Like it gave us a very different experience because the moment we went around Maxi Museum, like there was water, there was sound, there was even scent. Wow, SM raman nga sa Philippines, diba? So it's really refreshing because you get to really experience architecture in all of your senses. Unlike here, Mangod sa Philippines, we treat architecture as just visual. It doesn't even include emotions because diba, it should evoke emotions. It doesn't include our hearing. Sa hagani, mag-echo-echo pa sa mga Starbucks. O kaya nga na ba? Basta, I think ka na po, ma'am. And then, the Western kind of education, though it doesn't really it doesn't really fit the Philippines because different setting. Maybe like how they think nandiyan is more like deep dive. O, diba? Subject, come on, dive. Basta ka ng, like honestly, kanina po dahil ma'am, ano dito Indonesian architects, there was a bamboo fest before, bamboo nation. Gibash yun nga itong kuan, mga teachers from Indonesia. Filipinos don't really know how to make concept. Kung ano man. Pero like honestly, that's what I realized. We know how to bluff, we know how to make nice forms, but we don't really know what's behind those forms. We just know how to put a show, but we don't know how to put meaning to that show. I think that's very true, mga good in plates, etc. Like, we're all guilty of it. Like, how pretty yada yun? Di ba? Wala na. Ang mga Indonesians, like, there was one si Brian, he really made architecture out of musical notes. Oh my God. Like, drawing tong mga crescendo kineme and biyang transform into architecture. Ako ba, chuma-chumahan naman na mo. Pero yeah, that's it. And last thing, Anthology 2020, nag-host mo ko na ko dito because WTA is the one doing it. The saddest comment was, ano to mga international anthologies and international design festival, like around 3,000 attendees and then 100 plus architects from all around the world, and it's held in Intramuros. It's a fellowship night, and sila, you know what? One thing I could really observe, well, nasad kayo ni pagka-hear siya, the least smart audience is the Philippines. Bukuha dyan sa mga Pinoy. But honestly, because number one, we don't ask questions. Number two, when we ask questions, it's very shallow. Like, where is the north? What's the design concept behind that? So we don't really understand architecture yet. I guess even me, on a level of understanding, other countries does. So thank you. And thank you. Maayong gabi, Manday!
Thank you so much, Architect Jonathan. Can you stay at the center to receive a token from UAP Cebu and UAP SUGBU? The United Architects of the Philippines, Cebu and SUGBU chapters present the plaque and of recognition to Obra Mahoralia for their shortlisted project, Lobok Performing Arts Center, at the World Architecture Festival 2024 Future Projects Culture category, and the certificate of recognition for presenting their shortlisted project at the WAF 2024 Shortlist Celebratory Night, given this 28th day of November 2024 at Big Hotel, Mandaue City, signed by Architect Carmel Z. Lastimoso, Cebu Chapter President, and Architect Megan E. Bugarin, SUGBU Chapter President. Thank you and congratulations, Obra Mahoralia and Architect Jonathan B. Cruz. At this point, we're going to proceed with part 4, our closing ceremonies. Presentation of tokens to industry partners. As we approach the end of the program, we would like to express our deep gratitude and appreciation to the industry partners who have directly contributed to the success of tonight's event. These certificates of appreciation are presented to the following industry partners for their contributions to the success of the WAF Shortlist Celebratory Dinner, given this 28th day of November 2024 at Big Hotel, Mandaue City, signed by Architect Carmel Z. Lastimoso, Cebu Chapter President, and Architect Megan E. Bugarin, Cebu Chapter President. Our bronze sponsors, Mobile House, Teresa Marbo, and Poison. Can you come over to the front to receive your certificates of appreciation? Any representative from our bronze sponsors? All right, can we have Mobile House first for pictorial purposes? Stand by Teresa Marble and Poison. This is Mobile House, bronze sponsor. Thank you so much. For our next bronze sponsor, Teresa Marble. A big round of applause. Thank you so much, Teresa Marble, our bronze sponsor. Our last bronze sponsor is Boysen. Any representative from our bronze sponsor, Boysen? All right. Let's go to our silver sponsor, Cebu Overseas Hardware Company Incorporated. A big hand to Cebu Overseas Hardware. Once again, big hand to our bronze and silver sponsors. To formally close tonight's program, may we call Architect Carmel Z. Lastimoso, UAP Cebu Chapter President, for her closing remarks. Let's give her a round of applause.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed architects, our sponsors and honored guests. So as we close this remarkable evening, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you who made time to come to this event. Our architects who presented this evening, who have pursued their excellence in design in architecture, who inspired not only your peers, but also our future generations to dream bigger and achieve more. So thank you for pushing and sharing your projects around each and every one of us. We also would like to express our deep appreciation to our sponsors. We are truly grateful for your contribution to this celebration. And also to our co-organizers, the UAP SUGBU chapter, spearheaded by Architect Megan Garin. A huge thank you for your tireless efforts in making this celebration a reality. On behalf of UAP SUGBU chapter board of directors, we are proud to be your collaborators in this event. So as we close tonight, let us take a moment to reflect on the importance of our collective pursuit of excellence. I urge every architect and students, especially our Cebuano architects and students, to strive for excellence. Let this be a call to action. Be present, compete, showcase your craft on a global scale. Let the world see the creativity and ingenuity that Cebu has to offer. Once again, thank you, and let us look forward to the many collaborations, innovation, and excellence in architecture.
Thank you, Architect Carmel. The inclusion of our local firms at this year's World Architecture Festival, Obra, Mahuralia, Sun Studio, and LLG Architects showcases the exceptional talent and creativity within Cebu's architecture community. This event is a celebration of their remarkable and our remarkable achievements, and this is also a testament to the growing recognition of Cebu architects on the international stage. Who knows, you will be the next to be recognized. May this continue to open doors for our Cebu-based architectural and design firms, and ultimately recognize and push Filipino architecture forward for posterity. This is now the closing segment. May we kindly ask everyone to gather around near the stage for one final photo op. Can you? Yes. Then we are going to choreograph. Thank you. You can stay until 10 p.m. We have 30 minutes to enjoy the space. We hope to see you all again at the next UAP event. Everyone, please take care and have a good night.